Today's episode is going to be talking about vehicle finance and the reason why I don't want to go that route. One of the playlists on my channel is dedicated to my 16-year-old Vauxhall Insignia that I've owned for 4 years. I paid £2,000 for it. I purchased it at 90,000 miles and now it's got 160,000 miles on it. I do get a few comments, questions and feedback about why don't I just buy a new vehicle, which is why I've decided to make this video. So I'm currently trying to save up to buy a vehicle, and the ones that I'm looking at are the VW Crafters, Mercedes Sprinter vans and the Ford Transit Custom high top roof. Basically vehicles that I can stay a long period of time in and going to have the high roof so I can stand up inside, because I want to convert it into a camper van. Whichever vehicle I go for, it really needs to be ULEZ compliant or Euro 6, which basically means it needs to be newer than 2016 if it's going to be a diesel vehicle, which it probably will be. We have in the UK these clean air zones, which are in London, Birmingham and Bristol, which are free areas that I used to work quite a lot in. And since they've introduced these areas and expanded them, it's really impacted my income potential, because I choose not to work in those areas now, because when you add everything in from your income tax, national insurance and the ULEZ charges, parking, it gets to the point where it's just not really viable to go to work, which means I'm losing out on a few jobs here and there. So for example, if I was to go from Birmingham, which I live mostly, over to Cardiff, which is where my boat is, I would usually break up the journey and do a day's work in Bristol, but when you add all the fees together, it's just not worth it anymore. So I just ignore the work and just go straight on. So my income has been impacted by these clean air zones, which is one of the reasons why I don't want to finance things, because of my very roll of the dice income. The last vehicle I financed was my 40-foot sailboat, which I actually purchased because I could not get a mortgage for a house, so I'd saved £24,000. To make up the shortfall, I used an unsecured personal loan and I ended up paying monthly of £450 a month, and I did that over 5 years. I used the boat as floating storage / a hotel room for myself. If I'm not at my parents caring for them, I'm in hotel rooms working all over the country, working at festivals, so you never really know where I am, and it's one of the reasons why I do a mixture of content. This includes boat tours and boat life, so if that sounds like your type of thing, you may want to consider subscribing. One of the reasons why I don't want to finance a vehicle is the cost of finance itself, so let's have a quick look. This is from the website AA, and I came across a van that I kind of like the look of, and I wanted to do the criteria of something that is no older than 5 years. So we have the Euro 6 and something that's done less than 100,000 miles. And you can see here we have it's, let's just call it 10,000, and then the VAT. So the VAT in the UK is 20%. And it looks quite a nice van, and as we go down, we can scroll down, ticking a lot of boxes for me. Now I'm going to switch over to another page. So this is the Subaru Outback, which is a vehicle that I really like, but the reason I've chose this one is because it's £12,000, which will be the same as the van with the VAT. And as we scroll down, we can go over the finance part of it. So they give you a kind of basic finance calculator with the excellence credit score, the cash price if you're buying it, deposit. So let's drop down £2,000 because I can afford to do that. And the monthly payments drop down to £209. And again, I can pay that. But the question is do I want to do it for 5 years? For me, the answer is no. Do I have an excellent credit score? No. So we'll go fair and we'll go with 3 years. Now, suddenly the payments are £341 and the cost of borrowing is going to be £4,300. And for me, I ask this question, do I want to spend £340 a month on this vehicle? When you add on the tax, insurance and fuel, it's obviously going to be probably double that. So how much time would I have to spend at work in order to pay for it? My next question is, do I want to spend £4,300 on the price of convenience of getting it sooner rather than saving up and getting it later? Now for me, I like going backpacking around the world, and the way I manage to do that is keeping my costs low. So I literally live out of a suitcase at my parents', and obviously the boat, and my ex-girlfriend was from Latvia, so we used to go there quite a lot. quite an affordable place to go. And that's the way I kind of weigh it up. Do I really want to trade my time for the money in order to get a vehicle? I mean, my car works perfectly fine at the moment. Sure, I would really like the vehicle, but you know, at the moment I'd prefer just to save the money. If my vehicle broke, then of course maybe I would have to be pushed towards the finance aspect of it, because obviously I don't have anywhere near that in money saved. Of course, there's plenty of financial instruments out there that you can use. I've only been using the AA website because that's what I've been window shopping on the website for, and it just so happens to have the little criteria at the bottom. You can use things like unsecured personal loans, so that's how I purchased the boat, actually was using the unsecured personal loan. So if you ever defaulted on the vehicle or the financial option, then it's not secured against the vehicle, which means it wouldn't be repossessed. You would pay a premium for it because it's not secured against anything. When I was younger, I have financed vehicles previously, so I have had a Hyundai i40, which is a very good car on finance, and I also had a Vauxhall Insignia, also on finance. Both of those methods I used the hire purchase, which is where you put a deposit down and then you pay the same amount every single month, and then at the end of the term you own the vehicle. Through the midpoint in the UK, I did something called a voluntary termination of contract because the vehicle was worth less than the overall finance that I had left on the vehicle. So you can do that in the UK, where if your circumstances change, you can just tell them and then they take it back off you. Apparently the most popular way for people to finance their vehicles in the UK is the personal contract purchase, the PCP, and you put a deposit down, you pay a slightly smaller amount every month versus the higher purchase price, and then at the end of it you can do the optional payment at the end, or hand the car back. And if you hand the car back, there are limitations to it. So if you've driven over a certain amount of miles, or if someone's damaged your vehicle, or if you've damaged the vehicle, then you end up having to pay a little bit extra. Perfect example, so somebody hit my car in the car park in a van and it's basically damaged the vehicle, and this would be a lot of money to actually get repaired professionally. The finance company owns the vehicle while you have it on finance. It can be a little bit tricky, I think, but I mean, if you're retaking another vehicle off them, I'm pretty sure they'll give you some more leeway that way. But for me, I don't want to be in this perpetual debt cycle of just constantly renting, paying bills and bills. So if you ask most people why do they go to work, they say that they go to work because of the bills. I'm going to wrap this up now because the camera keeps overheating because it's so hot in here. As you can see, I'm actually sweating. But if you have any more questions, comments and feedback, please let me know and I'll do some more videos, a few more Q&As, and then I'll be going back to the boat and doing some boat projects on there, and hopefully some more boat tour videos. I am going to buy a gimbal as well to hopefully make the videos a little bit better and more enjoyable for you guys to watch. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for being fans. Thanks for sticking around and liking the video if you have. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you are new. The links for any of the products that I've used in the video are in the description below, but you've got the QR code at the top at no extra cost to you. But thanks for watching, thanks for being fans.